Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Vine, and my name is David, and today I have an ally from the Red Dragon Inn with me, and her name is Zariah. And Zariah the Summoner is a mage of swords who calls upon her cute familiars to help her out in the night of festivities, and those three familiars can morph into this chimera, which is pretty cool. So this ally actually came out during the Red Dragon Inn 5 Kickstarter campaign, and I like all the art that they've done in that set, so they nailed it again here. And if you have other sets, she integrates very easily. So without further ado, let me show you how she works and show you the contents that actually come in this small allies box. Let's go. So these are all the contents that come in that small box. First, let's go over the cardboard components. With the allies, they always include these cute little player mats, but it's the last time that you're going to be seeing that one because I have this one that comes in the Red Dragon Inn 5. I'll be using that as an example further on. And then the other cardboard components are these cute little gold bits, and then the alcohol and fortified counters. Then next up, we have the cardboard familiar markers. Now this is a lion cub here. He has little bandages on him because he's a playful one. The ale familiar, which is really neat, and they are double-sided. So next one here is the weasel or the ferret, and he is the coolest one, I think. I like him a lot. So those are all the cardboard components. So along with Zariah's player deck that you have here, this is one of her character cards, you get this oversized chimera card. And it's double-sided because you're going to be putting the cardboard familiars on top of it, and once that happens, it's going to be transforming, and you're going to be flipping it over and using it for two different things, one or the other. And then you get the rules, and it's only one-sided, and I like that because I like just to get the allies and start playing with them, and she is an easy one to adapt to. So let's go into how she actually plays, and I'll show you. So you'll start the game by putting the chimera card on this side with the names Amber, Scrappy, and Bandit on it, and that's where you're going to be placing them when you play a card with the corresponding face. And let's go over some of the cards here that show that. So the character face will be down here, and this is when you'll place one of these familiars. And if you already have that familiar on the board, you just don't do anything. The only caveat is you have to choose one of the characters if you so happen to play a card like this. So you can have like two of them, play this down, and then you'll get to spawn the chimera, because that is what happens when you get all three. And then you flip it over and you get to do one of two options, and it's displayed right here on the card. Keep in mind, you only put one of these characters on this when you resolve the card, so you'll actually play the card, do its effect, and then put the character on here. So that's important because you might actually do the power of the chimera during your turn, and then play one of the cards here and flip him when you do this power, because that always happens, and you'll play this card and you'll get to place Bandit on it, you know, having a step up. So that's kind of a strategy when you're playing her deck. So the two options that you can do with the chimera is action. You can do it on your action phase, dispel chimera, then pick one player, they lose 3 fortitude. So this could benefit you if you're at the end of the game and you just need 3 more points to knock that player out. Boom, you can do it right there. Or dispel chimera and activate the chimera effect on the card you played from this hand. So let me show you some of those cards, because she has a few of them. So this card here has one of the chimera effects on it. It's in bold, and you'll dispel it to activate it. So this one is an action card, and it makes a player lose 2 fortitude. But you can dispel the chimera and do 4 fortitude. And again, if you lose 3 fortitude as an action with the chimera, it's only 3, and that is your action for that turn. So here you can get 4 damage off, and that might make the difference. So that is how the chimera works. You'll continue to do this process, adding familiars, dispelling them, flipping them, and playing her cards out of her character deck. So her deck is heavily involved with familiars, but she is a mage, so she does have a few spell cards. Let's get into what those cards do right now. So of course it comes with the winch and the gambling cards, yada yada yada, but that's not what you came here for. Let's go over her character cards. So I'll go over a few of the cards right now, but then I'll let you discover the rest of them when you actually get this deck. The card here is Scrappy, leave the winch alone, ignore a drink card. So she has a few of the ignore drink cards, but pay 1 gold to the end because he's Scrappy, he's getting in the way. Scrappy only looks cute, again we went over that one there. A toast to teamwork, this is where you can reduce the alcohol content and you put Amber on the Chimera card, and this is just one of the spell cards she has, and I really like the art on this sword here. So don't need my friends to defend myself. So this one, play this card immediately after another player makes you lose Fortitude. They also lose Fortitude, and so on and so forth. Goodbye Bandit, play this card when you lose gold. Use the gold from the end, because he is, you know, snagging a piece of gold. And I really like all the art on here. They display every character nicely and vividly. It's really nice. So not now, we're practicing our victory pose, and that's really cool in there, and it just keeps going on like that. She really does focus on hitting Fortitude a lot, I've noticed, and she has a bunch of gambling cards. So that is Zariah and how she plays. I hope that was enough for you to get a flavor of how her deck works. Now let's go into what I think, and I'll give this game a grade. A thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let's go. Alright, so that was Zariah, and as we always do here on Gamevine, I'm going to be giving this small ally a grade. Now, since it is a small expansion, I'm not going to go with the traditional letter grade, I'm just going to go with the thumb tactic. And so with that being said, I'm going to be giving this ally a thumbs up, and she goes into any base set very easily, and she's easy to explain. And again, it says it right on the card with the variant that she has with the Chimera, and her art and her model is one of my favorite ones yet. I like the color palette of her even dress accord. The yellow and teal is such a great combination and very eye-popping. And she's a mage that can pull basically out a lightsaber sword and do some work with it. But of course, people are not going to remember her for her magic per se. They're going to see the familiars and this as a cute factor to the game. And yes, I like adding and manipulating these little pieces and finally getting the Chimera. Though the Chimera isn't something that's going to change the game dramatically. Again, like I said in the video, if they are on your opponents are on the brink of death, then the Chimera can really do some damage. But I didn't go over all the cards. A lot of these cards do have the effects of the Chimera doing something different other than Fortitude. And that is basically it, everyone. So thank you again for joining us here in the inn on Gamevine. And I want to send a huge thank you out to Slugfest Games for providing me with this review copy. We could not have done this review without you. I really appreciate that. So if that sounds good to you, I would say Zariah is a good ally to add to any one of your Red Dragon Inn sets. And she's not my favorite one to come along, but she is a good character to have and really does amp up the cute factor. Thanks again, everyone. I've been Dave, and until the next time that I see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all that you play. You heard it here on the Gamevine. I'm out. Go play more Red Dragon Inn.